VTP, VLAN trunking protocol. So again, we'll take the packet tracer scenario. Okay. To VTP, we are going to configure in the layer 3 switches. Four. So switch 1, 2, 3, 4 are there. Okay. Okay, so in this topology, okay, we have, it is a kind of 3-layer hierarchical model. Okay, if you divide this now, so first layer will be core layer, second layer is distribution layer, and third layer is access layer. Okay, core layer means core switches, and the next one is distribution switches, and last one is access switches, which from these switches you are going to connect to your PCs and laptops. So actually this is a Cisco 3-layer hierarchical model. If core layer, distribution, access layers are there, means we call it as Cisco 3-layer hierarchical model. So it is a long process. Okay, for each and every data or communication, you have to cross the 3 layers here, no? Core and distribution access. So what Cisco has done is, for the better communication, okay, for the good communication, what they have done is they implemented 2-layer hierarchical model also. So 2-layer means this distribution layer is, it has, they have removed this one. Okay, so if you remove this distribution, what happens? If you remove this part, what happens? Directly you are going to connect from the core layer to the access layer. So 2-layer, so your communication will be very fast. Okay, so this is the new technology what they have implemented. So now in our scenario also, we have 3 layers here. This is let's take this is as a core switch. Core switch in main, okay, head switch. This is the distribution switch, and this is the access switch. So now in this network, okay, like let's take this is a data center network, okay, and 3 floors are there, something like this. 3 floors are there, and now whatever VLANs I'm going to configure in the switch 1, it has to replicate to all the switches. Okay, if you have 3 floors, means I want to go to each and every switch, I have to configure the VLANs, right? So I don't want like that. If I configure a VLAN 10 in the switch 1, it has to replicate in all the client switches. Okay, so that's why we are going to use VTP, VLAN trunking protocol. So in this VTP, we have 3 modes are there. Okay, VTP, we have 3 modes. The first one is server mode. And the second one is client mode. And the third one is transparent. Okay, 3 modes. So by default, all the switches will be in the first mode. Okay, server mode. By default, all the switches will be in server mode. If you want, you can change that. You can change it into client, or you can change it into transparent also. So what is the uses of these 3 modes? We'll see now. So if you make your switch as a server mode, na, so in the server mode you can create VLANs. You can create VLANs in the server mode, and it will send and receive. It will send and receive VTP updates. It will send and receive VTP updates. And the next one, client switch. In the client switch, you cannot create VLANs here. Cannot create VLANs. Okay, because it is client now, so you cannot create VLANs here. And it will receive updates. From it will receive updates from server switch. Okay, which we also can call it as VTP updates. So server switch is he will send VTP updates. So using that VTP updates, it will update itself. Okay, that is client. And the transparent means it is like a different switch. So here you can create VLANs. Okay, and he will forward the VTP updates to others. He will not update itself. Forwards VTP updates to other clients. That is transparent mode. Okay. So in this scenario, what we are going to do here is the first switch will configure it as a server mode. Okay. This switch will configure as a client mode. And the second one is transparent. And the last one is also client. Okay, so if for example in the server mode, server switch, if you are going to create VLAN 10, for example, VLAN 10 you have created in the server. So what happens? Server will send VTP updates to all the switches. Server will send VTP updates to all the switches. It will send switch 2 also. It will send to switch 3 also. Okay, depends on the mode. This is the client mode, na? So whatever updates he receive, he will update. He will take the updates. And this side, this is a transparent mode, right? So he will not receive these updates, but he will forward the same updates to the other clients. He will not update itself because it is a transparent, like it will act like a different switch in the same network. Okay, you can configure like this also. Okay, for example, like if you want to give this switch for some other department, like for only for admins, for managers, for HRs, you can give this switch. Okay, he will not receive the updates, but the same updates he will send it to the other clients. That is transparent. It will act like a separate switch in the network. Got it? For example, if you create a VLAN in the transparent, the same information he will not send to others. He will not share to others. If you create a VLAN in the transparent, okay, he will not receive updates. He will not give updates also. Just he will forward the updates. That's it. That is transparent. Got it? Clear with this, all of you? Dilip, Gaurav, any questions?
No question.
Mohammed, just could you please repeat the transparent, the creation of VLANs in the transparent switch?
So if you create a VLAN in server, okay, server will send VTP updates. See, and these VTP updates are there now. For every 2 seconds, it will send VTP updates. VTP updates for every 2 seconds. For every 2 seconds, server will send VTP updates for all the switches. It will send to the switch on the client. So the mode is client, right? So it will update. It will take the updates. So VLAN 10, right? So he will also create VLAN 10. Next, the same updates it will send to the transparent also. But the mode is transparent you have configured here, right? So what this transparent will do is he will not update itself. Whatever VTP updates he is sending, right? It will not receive it. Instead of receiving, he will just forward to other clients. Okay, why? Because he is transparent. Like in the same network, you are going to make it as a different or private switch. Okay, for example, if you create a VLAN in the transparent, this VLAN information also he will not share to others. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Here with this, he will not give updates to anyone else, and he will not receive update also. Just he will forward the updates. That is called transparent. Okay, so the same thing will configure in the packet tracer and will verify. And one more important thing here is all the links has to be the trunk links, because VTP updates has to flow, right? So all the links has to be configured as a trunk links. So now we'll start configuration in this session. So first I'm going to start with the switch 2 here, the client switch, CLI. First we'll make it as a, first we'll configure trunk, then we'll go for the modes, okay? So the host name is switch 2, interface fast Ethernet 0/1, and switch port mode access, and switch port mode trunk. The trunk is configured in the switch 2. Only one link is there, 0/1. So I have configured in the 0/1. Next, I am going to the switch 1 now. So how many links are connected in the switch 1? 2 are there, right? 0/1 and 0/2. So now you have to use the range here. Enable configure. So host name is switch 1, and interface range fast Ethernet 0/1 to 2. I'm going to select that these two ports, okay, 0/1 and 2. Enter. And here I will configure like switch port mode access and switch port mode trunk. So in one shot, these two will become as a trunk now. Okay, so switch 1 is done. Then we'll go for the next switch here, switch 3. So even here also 2 ports are connected, right? 0/1 and 2. 2 are connected. So again, configure the same thing. host name is switch 3 and interface range fast ethernet 0 slash sorry, 1 to 2 switch port mode access switch port mode trunk. Okay, so switch 2 also will become trunk, these two ports. And who is left? The last one. Switch 4 here, only one link is connected 0 slash 1. So just interface 0 1 and configure trunk. Interface fast connect 0 1 and switch port mode access switch port mode is it. That's it. Okay, so for each and every interface we have configured trunks now. For this fast Ethernet, here we have configured two trunks. Here also two trunks. This is one trunk. So all the links are trunk now. Okay, so next, now we are going to configure the modes here. As we have discussed, for switch 1 we'll configure as a server mode, switch 2 will make it as a client, switch 3 will be transparent, and switch 4 is again client. So now we'll go in the switches and we'll decide the modes now. Okay, so I'm going to start with the switch. So first we'll start with the server. So the command is VTP domain Cisco. Give any domain name here. Okay, VTP domain Cisco. You can see here changing VTP domain from null to Cisco. Okay, before it was not there, nothing was there. Now it is Cisco. And the next point is VTP mode is server. VTP mode is server. So device mode already VTP server it is showing. Because I said no, all the switches are by default it will be in the server mode. So device mode is already in the server mode. Okay, now close it. So now go to the other switches. So this is client, right? So mode is client, we'll configure here. VTP domain is Cisco and VTP mode is client. Enter. And the next one, this is transparent, right? VTP domain is Cisco and VTP mode is transparent. And the next one is client, the last client. So VTP domain is Cisco, VTP mode is client. Okay, so why I kept transparent here in between all these switches? Because we have to verify, right? So VLAN 10 has to replicate in this client also, no? So transparent is updating itself or it's sending to others. We have to check it, right? So I said this one as a transparent. So we'll verify. So when I create VLAN 10 in the switch 1 in the server switch, I'm going to create now. So here I said VLAN 10, enter, and the name of the VLAN is Cisco. Exit. I have created VLAN 10 and the name of this VLAN is Cisco. If you want to verify, you can go to the privilege mode and give the show VLAN brief command. You can see here VLAN 10 Cisco is the name of the VLAN is Cisco, what I have created. So this same thing, it has to replicate in all the clients, right? Okay. So I'm going to this client here and I'll open this and I'll give just show VLAN brief. I'm not going to create here. Show VLAN brief. Can you see this? VLAN 10 Cisco has replicated in the client. This is a client mode, no? We have configured client here. So it has updated itself. He got VTP updates. And the same thing, if you check in the transparent will receive the updates. He will receive or not? Show VLAN brief. You can see in the transparent nothing is there. It is not going to take the updates. But what it can do, it will forward to others, right? It will forward to other client. No? So I'm going to the last client, and here if I give the show VLAN brief command, show VLAN brief, you can see here it has forwarded. Cisco is there. Getting what I'm saying? You understood what is the use of transparent and what is the use of client? All of you. Okay. Transparent will not take updates, just he will forward to the other clients. Okay. If you create any VLANs in the transparent, for example, so in the transparent nothing is there, right? You have seen here no VLANs are there. So in the transparent, I'm going to create a VLAN 100 or VLAN 20. Okay, enter. And the name of this VLAN I'm going to give CCNA. So this I'm going to create in the transparent mode. Okay, exit. So what transparent will do? He will not give updates to any switches. Okay. If you want to check here, you can check in the client. Show VLAN brief. Only Cisco is there. Okay, like transparent is a separate switch. He will not receive the updates also. He will not send the updates also. But just he will forward the updates to others. That is called transparent. Okay, clear with this? Meghana, any questions do you have? Dilip, is it clear? Nandish, Naveen?
It's clear, ma'am.
It's clear. So you have to practice. Okay, practice your VLAN, trunk, VTP, all these things. And one more thing here is you can verify by giving a command here, that is show VTP status. Show VTP status. Version capable 1 and 2. Version running is 2. Domain name is Cisco. We have configured. Device ID something it's showing here. Okay. Mode is server. Supported VLANs. Maximum VLAN supported 1005. Number of existing VLANs 6 are there. Existing means by default 5 will be there. No. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. Now we have created one more, right? So 6 existing are there. And the next one, very important, configuration revision number. What is this? The revision number, it is showing 2. Okay, so revision number means it is depends on the number of changes you are going to configure in the switch. Number of changes. So this is the main switch, right? Yeah, server switch. So here, how many changes we have done? We have configured 2 things. One is VLAN 10 we have created, and second one is name we have given. So the new things we have configured in this switch. So two changes, na? So it will give revision number 2 here. Okay. So for example, if you create one more VLAN, so let's take VLAN 15 you have created. VLAN 15. Name you have given is name we have given something like CCNP you have given. So what will be the revision number now? What will be the, yes?
3.
3 here. How many changes you have done? Again, you have done 2 now.
Oh, sorry, 4. Name is
4 will be there, okay? Yes. So the revision number will be like show VTP status. Yeah, revision number is 4. So number of changes. The number of changes you are going to do, revision number will increase +1. Okay, so this is the status. So this is the server status, no? Server VTP status. So the same thing will be there in all the client devices, client switches. Show VTP status. The same thing you will find in all the clients. In all the clients, you can, this client also, same thing. Show VTP status. Same information in all the clients. But what about transparent? In the transparent, no revision number. Already we have configured something, right? We have configured VLAN 20 and we have given name CCNA. 2 changes we have done. So revision number has to be 2 now. But in the transparent, revision number it will not update. It will be 0 by default. Anytime it will be 0. Okay. However, changes you make it, so it will not update the revision number. Only 0 will be there by default in the transparent. Okay. Clear with this, all of you? Any questions? It's clear. Susan, Salil, any questions?
No, Mama, it's clear.
Yeah, Mohammed, it's clear.